The Unaspiring Rapper Podcast was good.
You was jamming, bro. I was gonna say, fuck the pod, nigga. Play the song.
Vibe with that Anderson Paak. What's good with it?
Cracking, what's cracking?
Oh shit, man. Let's get right into it, man. Your boy Usher beat up on Weekend, man. What's good with that?
Willie D reported it.
Willie D. What up, fam?
We don't even know if that's true yet. Willie D might have to get that shit real soon.
You know what's a trip is that nigga Carcino popped up in my shit yesterday out of nowhere. It's been like 4 years too. And that nigga was talking about was it Tory Lanez? It was something current. Damn, it was something that's current as of yesterday, but yeah, that shit's hilarious. Nigga. It's
I'm cool. I'm not buying. I gotta see another source report that.
Well, he did that story about Raz when Nas. Remember the real reason of the beef between Nas and Raz? You ever see that one he had? Yeah, he had that one. And
what was that about?
He made up some shit, bro. Cause I asked Raz said he didn't know what the fuck the dude was talking about. So I'm like, I asked a direct source, nigga, and he didn't even know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm not buying that one yet.
Me either, man. So, you in Phoenix, man, what's the temperature up there? What we looking at? Was it 110, 115?
113 right now.
That ain't nothing, right?
Nigga. Hot as fuck.
That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing to you, though, right?
Nigga, you never get used to 113. 100, yeah, I'm used to that. Once we start tipping past 110, my nigga, that's a different kind of heat. And then what happened out here? The wind blows sometimes. That shit is hot, nigga. It's like a blow dryer, bro.
Did you see? It was some clip on my YouTube yesterday where NBA YoungBoy was rolling with Snoop. Did you see that shit?
Nah.
Okay, it was weird. It was an odd combination.
He popped up in my feed too, but I can't remember what it was. It was some beef shit. I tried to listen to that nigga's music a few times, and I can't rock with
NBA YoungBoy. Yeah, nah, I hear more about him than the music. I hear all kind of crazy shit. Herpes. That story about
I gave him a legitimate shot, especially when he did the project with Kevin Gates. I was like, okay, maybe that shit'll make it easier to digest. Pause.
Oh, his baby daddy Kevin Gates.
And I had to throw that shit away too.
Them niggas got tattoos of each other's faces on each other.
What's the next topic?
So that's other shit different, Baby and Wayne. It's all crazy. Other news: Tekashi continues his trolling tour. Lastly in Chicago. You heard about that?
I ain't watch it, but I did see that. I seen like Lil Reese responded to that shit.
That's what I was gonna bring up next. Lil Reese wants to smoke.
What do you say?
Lil Reese said, "Don't let the internet shit get you killed." But Lil Reese is not really in a position to talk either. He's lucky to be alive too. He was about a year ago exactly.
No,
a year ago exactly.
Less than a year ago, he got shot in the neck.
I think that was about a year ago. I think the quarantine is making you realize that.
That was right before Corona, I believe.
Let me see. I'm curious. But yeah, Lil Reese wants to smoke. You know how it goes.
I ain't playing with. Why play with Chicago like that?
I think Tekashi is he doesn't care, bro. He don't care. He don't care what he's doing right now. He trying to get some attention. I think it was somebody who said maybe it was Spider Low. Spider was like, don't let him think that. Don't think that he's actually having fun. You know what I mean? He's not having fun. He's miserable.
That's a stressful life.
Yeah, it's a stressful life. A lot of people make him think he's having fun out here, but don't let that shit fool you. He's not having no fun.
You see the shit where his security got to grab him real quick right after he take the shots, like how he did out there when he did the Nipsey mural. You see how they rushed that nigga back to the car? It was early.
Yeah, it was November when he was shot. So it's been almost a year. Coronavirus has us thinking that shit was just a couple months ago, but you have to add 6 months to everything. People
Yeah,
forget and shit.
I have no concept of time.
Concept of time. Yeah, I know. That's why everybody. I feel like I was just doing this a month ago, but I'm like, actually, that shit was add 6 months to the 2 months that I thought about.
You know what? It's kind of dope. I kind of like it. I'm adjusting to it.
You're adjusting to
no concept of time.
That's not. I mean, but why don't you have a concept of time?
Well, it's just because time don't matter right now.
Okay. How come time doesn't matter? Can you explain that to us?
Come on, man. You trying to make me look crazy, bro. Next topic. Next topic.
All right, next topic. All right. So,
like the beginning of this podcast. Right?
Okay.
You feel me?
Got you.
You get it now.
I got
right?
you.
All right.
I got you. I got a chance to skim through the Nas album. I didn't listen to every song in its entirety, but I skimmed through the whole thing. And it's cool. I mean, I don't love it, but I've never loved a Nas project either, you know? So, but it's cool. It's definitely better than the most recent shit that I've heard.
That's my only thing, because I've never been big on Nas.
Right.
But I can tell that beat selection shit got to me. Hit Boy said, "Come on, let's go ahead and knock some joints out that you could play in the car." Because I can't play. I love his first two albums, but I can't play them in the car. I don't want to hear
Hit
that.
Hit Boy said they locked in the studio like 1-on-1 type shit. You know, nobody else around. So
he seemed like one of them
pulled up on them.
You got to lock in.
Yeah, I can see that. You know, my goal before the end of the year is to remix a Nas album. Like a whole album, you know, and Ninth Wonder did it. The Godson, remember he did the Stepson.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
So that's my goal. Hopefully, this new shit he has got some you know, acapellas to go along with it. I would assume so.
I'd hope so.
Yeah, I would assume
so. That's a task. That's gonna be a task.
It is, but I figure if it's structured to a Hit Boy beat, it may be a little easier to, you know what I mean?
For those joints, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it may be a little easier to kind of to put on top, as long as I find the tempo and the BPM.
If you try and chop up, like, it ain't hard to tell, like, maybe it ain't
gonna work.
So
I don't want to speak. Okay. All right, yeah. So Jacob Blake, they said he's no longer cuffed to the hospital bed. Have you heard about that?
Nah, they uncuffed him.
Right. They didn't say what the charges were, but so there's an ex-NFL player. You may have heard of him before. His name is Brian Urlacher.
Yeah.
So he played for the Denver Broncos. I'm sorry, the Chicago Bears. And he said, I'm not sure if it was a podcast, but he says NBA players are whining, and Brett Favre faced real adversity when his dad died, and he played the next day and scored 4 touchdowns and became a legend. And these guys were whining about a guy who was carrying a knife. I can't even remember the quote, but basically insensitive remarks.
He could eat a dick. That's how I feel. He could eat a dick.
And just even speaking on somebody in a sense like that, some guy, like, how you gonna speak on the dead like that? Like, he got a name. He has a name, right?
There was layers of disrespect in that statement. I did see that. From that point that you just made, you speaking on the dead, and then I feel like you blatant. I feel like he consciously made it. I'm gonna use this white man to say, oh, look how they do. You know what I mean? And then 3, everybody learns different. Everybody take things different. Or what the fuck is you even talking for? Why are you being interviewed about this?
I would love for Brett Favre to come out and say something about that, and just like acknowledge the differences in the two situations. You know what I mean? I would like Brett Favre to personally do that, and I actually expect him to do that. I would expect Brett Favre. I would expect Brett, because first of all, and then second of all, nigga, why you bringing up my dead dad, my nigga? What are you talking about?
I'd be mad if I was Brett Favre. I'd be mad you even brought my name up. Homie,
You even brought my
say
name up.
my name.
Homie, don't say my
Trey D
name, homie. I ain't here. Don't say my
boy.
name.
Yeah, Trey D boys, nigga.
But yeah, so I thought that was so. Then the Bears, it says they disavowed with his comments, but I don't really know what that language means. I have a high vocabulary, but they disavowed him and his comments. What the fuck does that mean? They still selling his jersey. That was the statement. Disavowed.
Disavow, verb, deny any responsibility or support for.
I figured it was that much, but the way that they used it, keep going. It has to be something else involved in there where it's like, but not totally condemning him, right? Like not condemning him, just what he said.
That's all I'm seeing right now. It ain't no two.
Because why couldn't they just be like, we not fucking with that? Disavow word kind of made me feel like it's a wiggle room to say that they're not fucking with him. Period. Just those statements.
So wait, hold on. To deny responsibility for, to refuse, to acknowledge or accept.
Okay. And I think that's probably number 2 is the part that they were saying.
Seems like we're not going to his statement.
Right. We're not going what he's saying, but we're not saying
we ain't throwing the whole nigga away. We just gonna throw
That's why when I saw that word, I was like disavowed, huh? I was like, I don't like that verbiage that they're using right there, but I understand it. So crazy world we living in, nigga. So last night I watched the Republican, nominee campaign going on. And Donald Trump's daughter, shit is funny, bro. She comes on like, for years, Donald Trump's been empowering women for decades. That's how she started the shit off, right? Like, for decades. Bro, when you watch this shit, and it's like watching the devil up there talking, right? It's like watching the devil in a blue dress up there talking, like, right? Like, when I think of the devil, when I think of the opposite of the pearly gates, nigga, like, I feel like, nigga, this is like what they want you to think heaven is, but it's really, nigga, hell. I know you know what the fuck I'm talking about.
No, I feel you. I follow.
Yeah, because I'm saying, like, they're making it so perfect. Like, yeah, he's so great. He did this for the world. Yeah, his style may be brash. Yeah, you may not like his tweets, but his results don't lie. Like, that's what they were saying, bro. And I'm just like, man, this shit crazy. And I had to turn it off. And I had to turn it off before he got up there. Because he would be up there like, it's going to be like, I didn't even want to even, I couldn't even watch this shit, but I did watch his daughter.
I was going to watch this shit. But I changed my mind, but you just reconvinced me. I gotta go watch. I gotta watch this shit.
Man, when you see his daughter, bro,
I just threw it in my watch
later.
Like
you're in the room with the devil, nigga. You're gonna feel like she's like, for years he's been empowering women for decades. He's run the economy. He's doing greatest. She was just going on and on. I was just like,
Donald Trump empowering women is hilarious.
She was like, 4 years ago when he was running, I told you guys he would be great, and I'm here again to tell you. So proud to call him my father. She says, I want to tell you a story that you guys don't know. Because when he became elected, my son, who was 4 years old at the time, built his grandfather a replica of Legos of the White House. And do you know where Donald Trump keeps that out now? Right on his desk so the whole world can see how great grandkids he has. Bro, the shit was just, I was just like, whoa. It was so scripted and so easy, such an easy script to remember that I remember word for word, as you can see. Like, it was such a beautiful script. I don't know if Steven Spielberg, I don't know who the fuck wrote it, Scorsese, but nigga, it was a great script. Nigga, like, bro, this shit crazy. I mean,
you seen the bitch that what's she called? The speaker, that blonde bitch that comes out and speaks on behalf of the shit. You know what I'm talking about?
I saw her the day before.
Bro, it has to be a talent to come out and just blatantly lie to people to their face like that. Like, professionally.
I know.
And just spin like, you could be like, well, yesterday you said this. Well, that's what I said yesterday. And then they just deflect and spin that whole shit. That shit is wild how they do that. And then they just roll with it.
How can anybody say anything positive about him personally? fine, if you want to say you like his politics, but how can you even fix your mouth to say something about him personally positive? To say, oh, he's such a great man, he's resilient. Like, how can you possibly say that about him? That shit don't even make no sense. That's what I'm saying. When I was watching that shit, it made me think that I can't say it. It made me feel like, man, it's a lot of lying motherfuckers in the world that ain't black. I'm gonna just say it like that.
All politicians is lying. And that's including the niggas too.
Yeah, but black. Then they got Herschel Walker up there.
Why was he even there? Why did they have Herschel Walker?
Because they had Jim Brown 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It's just his turn now.
I understand Jim Brown.
Adrian Peterson gonna be next, nigga. Watch. Then Reggie Bush, nigga. Watch. It's gonna keep going on.
All right, well, it's gonna
get younger and younger. Nah, they don't want him. They don't want him. He ain't smart enough to remember the script, nigga.
It don't matter. Nigga. Why do that matter?
Yeah, it do. Oh, it matters.
No views.
You gotta be able to stay. You gotta be able to stay on course, nigga. That's it.
No, you don't. Them niggas ain't
stay on course.
Cause they could fuck up and then they come back and be like, yeah, whatever, but we gonna move this way now. None of this shit matters. I feel like it used to be that way. What you do? Cut on some styling?
Got your favorite rapper in the background.
Who that? I can't hear it.
Yeah. Used to be in Silver City, Indigo.
Got the bitch in the back though.
Got the bitch in the back.
That's all that matters. That's why that shit not.
Got the bitch in that for and the majority of his shit got the bitch in the back, man. An awful lot of it has the bitch in the back, man. We all know what the bitch in the back is. Our next podcast is going to be titled "Bitch in the Back," and we'll explain to you exactly what bitch in the back. In fact, we're going to play some bitch in the back shit for you, so you'll know what we're talking about. The bitch in the back. So before we wrap it up, we didn't finish section on the Weeknd and Usher shit. Like, it's obviously fake, right? So, but let's just say that fight did take place. Who you got your bread on?
Ooh, is Weeknd coked up? If Weeknd is off the powder, then I got Weeknd. In regular circumstance, I got Usher.
I'm gonna say just on the simple fact that Usher has agility because he can dance and do all that shit. He may be able to get it in. Weeknd can't even two-step, my nigga.
Right.
So
understood.
His lack of mobility. You know what I'm saying? Just automatically is gonna make me exclude him.
If the Weeknd is off that fish scale, I got the Weeknd. He the type of nigga that you punch him and he really gonna laugh like like and get back up on him.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'd have to see both of them in person too to really get a good grasp of the stature, of them too. But that's it, man. Another podcast, Unaspiring Rapper Podcast. Sing your music to they call me 210 at gmail.com. What else? What else we got?
Check out Facts, my latest work. But you don't have to check it out because I'm a unaspiring rapper. So if you find it, you fuck with it. If not, then fuck you.
Yeah. Hey. And that song is produced by K Tronada too. Yeah, just y'all know, y'all K Tronada fans.
K Tronada on the beat.
K Tronada on the beat. Yeah.
One of his
another podcast. One of his early works. Yeah, one of his throwaways that we came across. Speaking of which, remind me to tell you something about that situation. In fact, I'm going to hit you up after this.
You got the ink out. When you going to show your leg tag? You showing all of the other ink? Show the leg. Show that gangster shit.
That nigga yesterday said, "You got your tattoo." I said, "Nigga, what tattoo?" That nigga said it in singular form, nigga.
Nah, show him the gangster shit. Show him the leg tag.
Man, it's show him the hearts on your.
It's on the.
Show him the hearts on your hand, bro.
It's on the ankle.
That nigga said
hearts. I don't have hearts on my hand.
Show the hearts on your hand, right? Man. This nigga got koi fish on his.
You put it along. Put it along the side of your foot.
That nigga silly, bro.
Show it. You got the other ones out.
Man, the Unaspiring Rapper podcast. This nigga silly. We out, y'all.